Many of us in the community regularly enjoy the Canton Public Library without giving much thought to how they provide such great service. The Canton Public Library has a yearly operating budget of nearly $4 million, almost all of which comes from a millage, which generates over $3.5 million each year.
We are presently levying 1.62 mills because Headley has rolled us back time and time again, and it has currently reduced our levy by about $840,000, which is part of the reason why we had to have bonds for the building of the building.
The second biggest source of income is interest from various investments. The third largest income producer is penal fines and overdue fines. And while everyone knows what overdue fines are, Dr. James Gillig, library board member, explains penal fines.
The penal fines were directed for libraries at the Constitutional Convention in the mid-60s. It is in the state constitution. It has been there ever since. And what it does is it stipulates that at the end of each year, the county pools together the money that they've profited from the enforcement of state law violations and then divvy it up on a population basis to the libraries within the county.
Another source of income for the library is state aid, which is paid in thirds, with 1/3 going to the library network, 1/3 for membership into the network, and the last third, approximately $57,000, going directly to the library. The sale of bonds made it possible for both the original construction of the library as well as the ongoing expansion project.
We've had two bond issues. The first for the original building was for $3.8 million. It ran for 15 years from 1988 to 2003. The second, which is for the addition, is for $6 million, and it's for a 20-year payback. And we do have some overlap for a couple of years where we're actually going to be paying debt service back on both bond issues.
The largest expense the library has each year is salaries for employees. Over $1.5 million is spent on salaries for over 100 full-time and part-time employees.
We have a fairly limited number of full-time employees. All of our department heads and key people, of course, are full-time, and most have been with us many, many years. The remainder are part-time. We have an awful lot of people, for example, who come in and work on Sundays because it's a very popular time, but not if you're working 7 days a week, it isn't.
The library also spends well over $500,000 each year on library materials, such as books, subscriptions, audio and video cassettes, and CDs. And this year, the library will be spending $250,000 on an entirely new parking lot, an expense that they should not see again for at least 20 more years.
We do carry a reserve every year to allow for a parking lot or something like that. The cost of the expansion of the building is actually going to run well over $6 million, and we netted 5.1 from the sale of the bonds. The remainder of that money we had been putting away in a reserve for that purpose. The last thing is that certainly if anybody has concerns about our finances or anything else in the library operation, we invite them to attend our board meetings, which are held on the third Wednesday of every month, or if they would like to simply comment directly with a member of the staff or the director, Gene Tabor, their comments would be very welcome.
The Canton Public Library and its Board of Trustees are very conscientious when it comes to spending money, yet they always keep in mind their mission, to serve the informational and educational needs of Canton residents while providing a welcoming environment. For Canton This Month, I'm Kristen Abbott.